That was great, Mark.
So much like asshole.
Is it working? All right, so Mark and I are in Fort Lauderdale today, and as you can see, the water doesn't look very good if you're a beachgoer. It's covered in this sargassum, but the cool thing about it is that it's full of a bunch of different animals and like little species. Mark's gonna tell you more about that, but we're gonna go in the water, we're gonna scoop some out, and then we're gonna show you guys the kind of stuff that's living in here.
Hey, let's go get some animals.
Okay, so Mark's gonna go and he's gonna start scooping this stuff right now. Mark right now is in the water picking up a lot of the sargassum. If you're actually a beachgoer, you're probably not gonna love all this stuff washing up on shore and in the water. But if you're someone like Mark, this is actually cool because he's gonna be able to go pull this stuff out of the water, put it in a fish tank, and then we can start to see all the stuff living in it. All right, let's bring it back to the truck. You talk about what this is or what you, hold on, wait.
All right, so we got our sargassum. Bucket. We have no idea what animals are in there yet, so we're gonna go home and sort through it to make sure everything stays nice and happy and healthy. We got a little air stone that's gonna give all of the animals oxygen while we go through, and then we're gonna bring them back in like an hour and dump them back in the ocean, so they'll be good. But like Craig's truck luckily has an outlet in it, so we can power this on the way drive home, and then we'll plug it in when we get back and sort through all the stuff.
Hold that in my car.
All of the fish are gonna get oxygen now with the air stone or crabs or whatever, and then we're gonna release them in like an hour. So they'll be nice and happy and healthy.
All right, guys, so in today's video, we're gonna be talking about why the ocean's been smelling bad so lately. We just headed over to the beach and we just got back here. We're gonna show you guys how we got the stuff at the beach. Then we're gonna start off by talking about what we're seeing in here.
Yeah, so if you've been to Florida beaches, you've definitely seen this plant. It's called sargassum. So I'm gonna go through and talk about why it makes our beaches stinky. As we go through this, there is actually a lot of cool animals that live inside of the sargassum. It's its like own little ecosystem. So we're gonna kind of sort through this to see what kind of little critters we can discover in here. I already see some stuff crawling around.
But just for people to know, so when we usually go to the beach, sometimes the stuff is there and sometimes it isn't. Why does it show up sometimes?
So there's the Sargasso Sea off of Florida. It's in the Caribbean where this sargassum grows in this big, huge like mat of sargassum. That's gonna break off and float to Cuba, the United States, around the Caribbean, Mexico, where you're gonna see the sargassum wash up on shore. So why it grows, so in the winter months, the best time to go to the beaches here is that time because colder temperatures slow the growth of the sargassum. As the temperatures rise in the ocean, so during the summer months, the ocean's gonna get warmer. That's gonna cause these sargassum to grow quickly. The bigger sargassum mats, the more that gets pushed eventually onto shore. Now, Craig, what eventually happens to you and me and everything else on this planet?
We die.
We die. We're gonna die. What happens when we die?
We decompose.
We decompose. So, do things smell good when they decompose, Craig?
It smells bad.
It smells bad. So, the reason why these beaches have been stinkier lately is all this sargassum is actually decomposing on the beach, releasing methane, which comes out of our farts, and sulfur, different gases that smell bad. So you're gonna notice significantly stinkier beaches during the summer months while the sargassum's here. They do try to like rake it up with the tractors on the beach to make the beach going experience more enjoyable.
So then another thing too though is, has this stuff always been here or like has it always existed in the ocean?
It's always existed in the ocean, yeah. It's a really important part. That's why they named it the Sargasso Sea, because this plant is so like prominent in the Caribbean Sea.
How far, so it doesn't, why don't we see it in North Carolina where we grew up, like in Wilmington?
That water is too cold. So this was more of a tropical algae species, so it needs warmer water. I've seen like maybe one piece float up from like the Gulf Stream in North Carolina when we lived there, but since we moved here, we see it all the time.
Okay.
This was like a rare site in North Carolina. I took marine botany in college and we had to find different algae and identify them, and everyone wanted to find a piece of this because we couldn't find any brown algae.
So long story short, is this always gonna be in the ocean or like?
That's always gonna be in the ocean, yeah.
Even in Florida, all times?
All the time, yeah.
So is the amount that's in the ocean today, is that good or bad?
It's getting worse because they're seeing warmer oceans. The warmer the water, the more the algae is going to grow over time. So more algae, more decomposition, more stinky.
So, but then from a perspective of the environment, I know that animals will like live in this. Is that the only reason why it's important, or does it do anything else? Like, does it take oxygen out of the air or something?
Yeah, it takes carbon dioxide out of our air. It provides us oxygen. It provides habitat for animals. It's important for sea turtles. It's important for fish, invertebrates, crabs, birds. A lot of birds you'll see like swimming over or flying over the sargassum patches, and they'll shoot down and grab fish and crabs out of the patches. So the sargassum is a base of a floating ecosystem in the ocean.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's a good background. I had to interrupt you because you were talking too specific for the average person to not understand. That's why I wanted to make it simple for everyone. But okay, brother, let's see what you have so far.
Okay, hold the ring light closer.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up.
We need the crabs to get their beauty shots.
Here.
All right, so sargassum itself, a little bit. Can you see a good close-up, Craig?
Yep.
So you see the little like bladder ball things on there?
Yep.
So those are pneumatocysts. Do you remember when we were in the kelp forest and you saw the kelp with these, but they were bigger? Mm-hmm. Do you remember what they were for?
No. Oh, seeds?
No.
Oh.
This is an air-filled sac. So what do you think it's for, Craig? It's like a balloon.
It keeps it floating?
Good, it keeps it floating. Why would plants want to float at the surface?
They can get closer to the sun.
Good, so they can photosynthesize and be close to the sun. So sargassum has that cool adaptation of the little pneumatocyst. This keeps them floating. If you throw it in the water, it's gonna float in the water. That allows them to continue to photosynthesize until they eventually wash up on the beach. Now, looking through here, I like to look at the stuff on a white background when you're looking through algae and stuff, just because it gives you a good contrast between animals and small things you might miss in here. So looking in here, I actually have already seen 2 crabs. You see that baby crab? Oh my God, it's so cute. You see it?
No. Oh, here it is.
Oh, there's a scrimp. A scrimp.
It's a straddle baby.
Oh, that's a shrimp?
That's a shrimp. You see him?
Yeah.
And then you see right here on my finger, there's a tiny crab.
Where? Wait, move your
in
finger.
between.
Oh, I see it. Hold on, wait, watch it. Watch, stop moving your fingers, it's refocusing. Yep, I'm getting a good shot of it. Yep, there's a little crab.
So that's a little crab. I think there was a bigger one in here. So sargassum is so dense, it provides such good camouflage for these animals. So you can see the crab is almost the same color. The shrimp is a very similar color to the sargassum. Oh, here's the big crab.
Oh, I see it. Wait, watch your hand.
Let me try to get him up. He's pitching me. Okay, so you can see like he actually blends in pretty well. Do you wanna hold the crab, Craig?
No. All right, so when Mark was in North Carolina in college, he would go to the docks in North Carolina and actually go scrape stuff off the docks, I guess. Why would you do that?
Yeah, so it was actually called fouling, where we would scrape different barnacles, sponges, all kinds of stuff off the docks in North Carolina to study what kind of animals were living on the docks. So we're basically doing the same thing with the sargassum, and even though you might get annoyed with the smell of it and the look of it on the beaches, it still is a super important ecosystem in the ocean. It's basically like a floating island in the ocean that provides so much nutrition, space, housing for all these animals, and they wouldn't be able to survive without it. So even though it's annoying, we have to be grateful for it. Because then we wouldn't have mahi-mahis.
So, but then like a Florida perspective, or from like the cleanup, what do they do when they clean up all that stuff with the tractors and stuff?
They usually just bring it to a landfill and they'll just decompose there.
Is it good for the landfill? Or
not really, because it has salt water in it. So salt water is not really good for fertilizer or plants. So you'd really have to clean these and like rinse all the salt out before you could use it for fertilizer or to use it in agriculture.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Because plants don't like salt, except these.
I know you mentioned that it likes warmer waters. What is like the minimum temperature it can grow in? Like 70
it's
degrees?
usually not going to go in water probably like lower than 65 degrees. It's definitely a more tropical species. North Carolina is going to be more of a temperate ocean because it's in the middle of the East Coast, and that water's a little too cold in the winter for this species to survive. So if it does make it up there in the summer, it's going to die in the winter, and it's not going to be able to reproduce up there.
And then from a perspective of someone who's just a beach goer, is there anything cool that they can do with this sargassum, or go ahead and touch it and look, or they have to be aware of getting bit or with rashes or anything?
It might irritate some people. Some people are allergic to certain plant things. So I'm gonna go put this in Craig's bed before we leave.
Thank you.
So yeah, I mean, I'm used to it. I'll roll around it in all day long.
Do you see anything else?
No, we're bringing the animals back.
You gonna help with the door?
Yeah.
All right, now that the video is done, We gotta drive this stuff all the way back to the beach and dump it in there because Mark's a good person and cares about the animals. I would have just flushed it down the toilet. I'm just kidding. Do you have it? Do I have to follow you to the ocean?
No, I'm so lazy.
Go, Mark, dump it.
He's a lazy piece of Can't walk to the ocean. All right. Be free.
Ah, such a good person.
They did it.
I got a video.
Thanks.
So they're all good now? They're all healthy?
They're all
alive?
happy. The crabs are back.
All right.